InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to everybody. Welcome to the Daily Snippet. Tonya D here. I thought I should probably introduce myself in case somebody's new to my exploration. But it's Thursday, July 29th. Pretty exciting. So the message of today is to be balancing our inner creative realm in our love story. But before we dive into our personal love story, let's look at the elemental energy of today. We have Yang Earth, or a Wu Day. So this day master is actually like a mountain. It's Yang. It's like this big bursting mountain. And then with Tiger in the branch, it's Yin. So our day master is full of this Yang energy. So this person, if this was a person and I was reading their chart, fire feeds the day master. So this person would be a self-made person because it really doesn't have a lot of resources there or support for the day master. And the wood energy depletes it. It breaks it up. So creating your own resources. So the fire, like I said, is hidden in the branches and there's nothing really in the stems. So their friends are actually really their enemies in a way. The Yin Earth to Yang Earth is enemies, where Yang Earth day master to a Yang Earth day master, or it could be any element actually. It just has to be of the same Yin or Yang, would be a friend or even our siblings. However, the siblings might be having that sibling rivalry with this person. That happens a lot. That's actually in my chart. I have sibling rivalry, which is quite interesting in a weird way. So I would suggest, if this was a person, like to go to college, that metal or mineral energy, become a manager or a decision maker in a business. That would probably be a good aspect or performance for this person. So metal is performance for an Earth day master, and every day master has a different performance quality. This one, just because it's Earth, happens to be metal in the cycle. You can see Earth or metal up on the little circle there, or maybe you can't. But water for this person would be wealth. So ultimately, that's how their wealth would come in, by making better decisions in their career or their performance and their energy. So to get in the flow, those elements are actually needed. So this is a day to sit on a rock or look at the water. Fire years or month would actually bring support and resources to this person. Resources being like, say you needed to take out a bank loan, or clients started coming. Those would be like resources, information. So this person, however, would need to be careful, because those enemies might steal their thunder, their wealth, their support. So it's kind of interesting how this all plays out. But the cosmic highway today brings in the energy of what we are open to in our inner or our personal love story. It kind of reminds me of the princess in the Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. Maleficent. That's a good one to say. The first one, not the second one, but I guess you could look at the second one too. But that's kind of the feeling today, just allowing yourself to open up and receive into your beingness. So this opening up brings the love you want to receive in your heart story today, your personal love story. It's an unrestricted heart feeling and opening kind of day. So today, honestly, would be the day where we want to remove ourselves from anything and everything that makes us feel uncomfortable or unworthy, or anything that restricts us from being our true authentic self, where you can't like speak your truth, act in your truth, love yourself. Anyone who downs you with any negativity, really, whether it's a feeling, a thought, whatever that is. So it could be like the feeling of closing off or shutting down. And I really recommend just sitting with yourself and breathe into naturally opening up into your heart space. Just stay in that frequency. So you might find an aspect that you've skipped over, like when you're skipping a rock over a lake or a pond and it pops over, that you might have missed the memo. So it's time to pick up on those deeper aspects of truly what resonates in your heart's frequency, that heart energy. Literally, it's the heart center. So when this happens, you have this self-realization of how our heart, our fourth chakra, authentically feels about every little and even big thing in our life story, in our narrative. So it's like feeling our truths versus the story that we actually tell ourselves. So you might change how you see yourself, your personal etheric mirror. The etheric mirror is an energetic center right after our first auric field. Sorry, had a brain freeze. And it flips. So to look on the other side of the etheric mirror, our personal etheric mirror, and just accepting love from ourselves directly. So most of us have a history, this life or another, in a different incarnation, where we try the love, but we fail to feel the love or to bring it to our heart. So today we're getting this wiring, this new wiring, to consciously feeling everything that we actually truly give to ourselves authentically through spirit. So what does that feel like today? So today would be a day where you actually give yourself a hug, pat yourself on the back, bless yourself in every way, and you will feel the hug or the blessing authentically in your true spirit. So this would be like somebody giving you a real hug, not just that little tap, pat on the back kind of hug. So this is like broadcasting out into the galactic core of you opening up to literally that new subscription channel, removing all those limitations, what I call the rules of man or the laws of man, those judgments, anything that you've used to hold you back on your personal love story. So it's like clearing up all those rules and regulations and just allowing those conscious streams of love to flow like water, but unconditionally. With there's nothing in the way, you're in the flow. So for me, this is the unconditional love that a pet would have for us, but we have it within ourselves. So we need to receive that love from our own inner self. What does that feel like? Get into the juiciness of it. So you can get what you want today and be like okay with receiving it. Because sometimes, we're great at giving, but it's that opposing force of actually receiving it, whatever it is, we feel awkward. We're not familiar with it. So it's time to get familiar with that opening and receiving aspect. Just allowing the truth of whatever it is to be felt in our heart's aspect. I would probably wear green today, even though I'm wearing blue. And blue actually, and kind of take a poll or a survey of what your heart does and doesn't like. So is it fair or is it out of balance? Does it need some assistance? So things like I feel safe, I'm opening my heart, I am accepting love from my inner soul garden. I'm removing all of those conditions and blocks, strongholds to my path to self-love. And you might feel like an energetic hurricane is about to sweep you up. So what is your heart centers, the truth in your center, the absolute potential for your future, that absolute light? So you have to ask yourself, what limits us on our possibilities? Is this lack of self-love or acceptance? Sometimes a promise to love ourselves inside and accept and actualize who we really are, and more importantly, acknowledge our own personal love story. So this personal love story comes from unconditionally committing to literally supporting our own narrative, being our own resource in our own personal love story. So we really become limitless in our potential in this love story, in this garden. So all things are possible on a day like today. It's like the galactic universe opened the door for you to grab any aspect of what love is for you and start putting that in your cosmic soup bowl. Bringing in inner peace, lifting our spirit. We're activating both our throat, being authentic in our truths, and our third eye, stimulating those psychic visions, telepathy. If you're a channeler, you can start channel writing, automatic writing. I'm like, what's the word? So, just enhancing those otherworldly communication skills that we all have through the channeling. So today I would wear any really color that activates our throat or the third eye, from any shade of blue like the sky into indigo, and I probably actually go out into violet as well. You know, those more illuminated effervescent colors, that's more spirit shapes, where the darker tones are more matter. So we always have energy and matter, those two opposing forces. So matter would be like things that we want to manifest, those darker hues, where the spiritual colors are more effervescent, and they carry different waves and frequencies. Both of them actually. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. The angelic beings for today, you know, we're still in the sun sign of Leo, which is super exciting. This is why we're in this heart grid. Raziel, the secrets of God. Truly utilize this angelic being to bring in all of those answers that are actually holding you back from moving forward, especially in the fact that we're in the season of love. You can sit with this archangel and ask those questions, and maybe just wait for the answer to be shown so you can see what's holding you back really in your personal love story. Jophiel, the beauty of God. I really like this archangel. You can call him in. He's really here to beautify our life, whatever that looks like, because we're all different, to uplift our thoughts and make us realize that beauty truly does reside within us. I actually had a thing in my other business that was beauty is health made visible. So whatever we feel on the inside actually radiates on the outside. And that's kind of the message of Jophiel. So if you truly, truly, truly in your heart space want to realize your inner self, you know, meditate with your soul and take in this assistance from Jophiel. He assists in like developing our spirituality, that connection, becoming self-motivated, communication, our throat center, those abilities. And one of my favorite, actually, you know, I call them all in for different reasons, to be honest, but Metatron comes to me quite frequently. I resonate probably daily, and I utilize the Merkaba a lot for healing and just cleaning out those cosmic channels and all of the energetic centers. Just doing like a swish through is kind of what it feels like. But with the Merkaba, you kind of get into this self-realization of different spiritual gifts that the core universe, the galactic core, has really blessed us with. That's probably why I like the Merkaba. It cleans out everything that gets in the way of our own personal self-realization. And I know we're talking about our personal love story, but it could be anything. So it's like this direct channel or subscription out to the universe. So it can give you an intuitive hangover, though, I'm just saying, sometimes when you're actually channeling a little too much, it kind of has that effect. The moon is actually still in Aries, so watch anybody you know with an Aries moon. They're going to act on their emotions or act out their emotions. That's kind of, the moon is the emotions and Aries is the action. I've said this before. That's just an observation. So what's fun about today as well is I went back to my, it's called the, my Cosmic Consciousness deck. So this card I pulled today, it's from the Pleiades, Expanding, which is actually pretty cool. So I pulled this universal connection, and it says the Pleiades. So the Pleiades is actually considered one of our closest ancestors or origins. So it's like it's in our DNA if you're from this corridor. So this energy really, it represents the expansion of our potential as we move into alignment with universal connection, whatever that looks like. So it's like what began as a potential really expands through the interaction. It's the duality of those forces. So that's just kind of a few insights into the Pleiadians. So it's like a reminder that we are divine at our core, and we are also fully capable of expanding into our own personal divine form within our human potential and our body and our vessel, like being an embodied body or a spirit body embodied. So the rules of our physical realm are about manipulating our environment to create, where the rules of the subtle realm or the subtle energies are about being in resonance or coherence that really compels and shapes the form. So the Palladians opened to universal connection by consciously choosing healing first and empowerment within our own subtle bridge. So it speaks to this subtle realm clearly with our vibration. So we're really creating a resonance rather than control. So we become the change that we want to experience. So what this card is truly asking is for us to look beyond the obvious. Like it's like opening the curtain. I was kind of seeing in The Wizard of Oz, the dude behind the curtain. To look beyond what's obvious and just really embrace our cosmic interconnectedness. So, we all know the entire universe is connected to us and it also responds. But the question is, are we paying any attention to any of this? Because we're all powerful and life truly is benevolent. We're just in life in this human form. So it's a matter of releasing the fear of different cycles of life, because we're here to free up and express and even expand. So I would say meditate more and you'll begin to have more experiences that are, they're otherworldly, they're vast, they're actually limitless. And look for different synchronicities or the lack of them to kind of get us in the flow and align ourselves within the action. And also just to know that we are timeless. Time is fluid. Time and space is fluid. And we're also valued, we're treasured, we're those two aspects of life and merging, valued and treasured, or a valued treasure, right? So what you really want to do is to start experiencing life with childlike wonder, those aspects. Some different affirmations for today would be like, I am a valuable aspect of the entirety of life, or I am open to receive galactic love in my story. So I think that actually sums it up for today. Thanks for joining me, InShalla and Ashe, and blessings to you. I'll see you on the other side.